In this video, I want to give you guys a brief update on the status of Xenoblade Chronicles. Don't worry, the game is still coming out on May 29th, but we've got some new screenshots for the game, and I do want to share that with you guys. And also, a great downloadable title that's available on the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One and PC looks to be making the transition to Nintendo Switch. While Unravel 2 is available on the Switch, Unravel 1 is not, but that should be changing very soon. We'll talk that in just a little bit. First of all, I want to give you guys a heads up on Xenoblade Chronicles, the Definitive Edition. The official Japanese Twitter account has posted some new screenshot character renders of a Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition. These character screenshots all look very good, and I could definitely see a visual upgrade right off the bat. I know the game looked pretty good on the Nintendo Wii. It was one of the more graphically impressive Nintendo Wii titles, but it is looking really, really good on the Nintendo Switch. And yes, it's a Definitive Edition of a game that's being released at $59.99, but if you actually look under the hood as far as how much is being added to this game, it is quite a bit. Added to the fact that Xenoblade Chronicles, this is a game that's going to have an obscene amount of content, and it's going to keep you busy for a very, very long time. If you played Xenoblade 2, you know these games are just packed with content, and Xenoblade Definitive Edition is going to add to that as well. Now, if you're unaware of what to expect out of Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition, here is the official description of the game coming directly from Nintendo's website. Join the fight between man and machine in the definitive edition of the critically acclaimed RPG. Discover the origins of Shulk as he and his companions clash against a seemingly unstoppable mechanical menace. Wield a future-seeing blade, chain together attacks, and carefully position your party members in strategic real-time combat as you journey across a massive world. During an attack from the mechanical invaders known as the Mechon, Shulk discovers that he can tap into the full power of a mysterious blade known as the Monado. With the mighty Monado in hand, Shulk sets out to defeat the Mechon once and for all. In addition to the Mechon, you'll run into the wildlife that ranges from docile to deadly. Keep an eye out for what attracts monsters' attention to avoid unwanted conflict, or try your hand at bringing down an ultra-powerful, unique monster. Upgrade your party as you progress through the adventure by selecting equipment, enhancing weapon skills, and using benefit-granting gems. Put your dependable companions to work by filling the party gauge to trigger a chain attack and attack enemies in quick succession. Honestly, the last month and a half has been absolutely ridiculous for Japanese RPG fans, and that's continuing with Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition. I mean, if you look at the last month, you've had Trials of Mana, Final Fantasy VII Remake, Persona 5 Royal, and now Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition is getting added to the pile. You're talking about some incredibly high-quality titles, and you can make an easy argument that Xenoblade Chronicles can be the best out of all of those games, and that is some tough competition you're working with, so I don't want to get into that debate right now. What I will say is I'm incredibly excited for the game. Unfortunately, if you guys did not pick up the Definitive Works set, it is out of stock on Amazon. I told you guys to pick it up because I guarantee you, come May 29th, it's probably on eBay right now being sold for a ridiculous amount of money, but this is going to be worth something. It's going to be worth a lot. Traditionally, these Xenoblade games, sealed, especially the special editions, the soundtracks, whatever the case may be, they end up going for a lot of money. I know all of you guys might not be into the collecting scene and whatever. You just want to get the game and play the game, but if you are into that, if you do want something that's going to be very, very valuable in the future, that Definitive Works set is going to be absolutely that. Unfortunately, it is unavailable, but of course, you can pre-order the base game at $59.99. Also, I do want to quickly note that a great downloadable title seems to be making the transition to the Switch. Unravel 1 has been rated for the Switch. Unravel 2 is currently available on Switch via the eShop. The same can't be said for the series' first entry, but perhaps that could be changing soon. Over in Brazil, Unravel 1 was recently rated for the Switch. The classification was just added to the official database on April 17th. The only slightly confusing part of the rating is that PS4, Xbox One, and PC are also included from the same day, despite being available on all three platforms since 2016, as noted by Nintendo Everything. If you don't know what Unravel is all about, Unravel introduces Yarny, a very charming character, and a character made from a single thread of yarn, inspired by environments of northern Scandinavia. Unravel is a physics-based puzzle platformer, and Yarny himself is a representation of the ties that bind loved ones together. Embark with Yarny on a grand adventure to reconnect the long-lost memories of a family. Game features include environment inspired by breathtaking, lush environments of northern Scandinavia, traverse nature's beauty, as well as the dangers that it has in store. You've got a plethora of puzzles using Yarny's thread, interact with the environment to swing across a tree gap or hitch a ride on a flying kite. No feat is too big. The tools may be simple, but they have ability to accomplish complex puzzles. Underlying story, unlock a heartfelt story reconnecting the memories of a long-lost family. The tale is told completely without words, and Yarny is the bond that ties everything together. Unravel is a game that I'll always remember because I remember when it was revealed at E3. I believe it was 2015, a very, very emotional reveal that was just one of the more wholesome things I've ever seen in E3 history. If you guys have never seen it, go pull that video up. It is just a great video, and Unravel turned out to be a really good game, so excited to see the first game seemingly make a transition to the Nintendo Switch. That's going to conclude this video. Again, the Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition screenshots look great ahead of its May 29th release. The definitive work set, unfortunately, out of stock, but you can still pre-order the base game, and Unravel 1 rated for the Switch. That should hopefully be coming very soon. That's going to conclude this video. Sound off with all of your thoughts in the comment section down below. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.